Hey babes, my name's Hannah.
And my name's Chasity.
Welcome back to Bookish, babes. Today we are going to be giving you guys our top romance recommendations. We were going to do top 5, but we came up with way too many. So I don't know. I think I have 7. I don't know how many you have. A lot. And a lot of them we've both read. So we're just going to jump into it and start blabbing about our favorite romance novels because you guys know that we're big romance fans.
My very first one is, no surprise here, The Opportunist by
My
Karen
favorite
Fisher.
book of all time.
I'm not going to go into a whole spiel. If you guys
We've
want to know what
talked
it's
about
about,
so
like,
much.
just go watch one of the other videos that's actually on the series.
We have a whole book talk about it, yeah.
Book battle on it, so just check it out. And if you haven't read it, well, read it. What are you waiting for?
Right. On the subject of Karen Fisher, Atheists Who Kneel and Pray, also incredible, also a very angsty romance, also features a very complicated female lead, which I love. Follows David and Yara, and a rock star. David is a musician and Yara is his muse.
We love that.
And we do love that. We love that the most. And that's all I'm going to say about it. It was real good. Please read it.
The next one I'm going to talk about is Beautiful Disaster. This is not something new. By Jamie McGuire. I've talked about her quite a bit on this channel. Beautiful Disaster is one of my favorites. I love Abby, also known as Pigeon, and Travis.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Pigeon and Travis. I love this story. It's angsty. It's beautiful. I just love it.
We love a bad boy.
We love Travis.
Yes. So the next one I have is Swear on This Life by Renee Carlino. This was somehow like one of my favorite books I've ever read. It had so much more to it than like your typical romance. It had a great backstory. It's about a struggling writer who reads a book and very quickly realizes that it's her story from her point of view, but somebody else wrote it. That somebody else is her childhood friend and love that it didn't end the best with. And yeah, so as you can probably guess, angst and drama ensues, and it's a really beautiful story. So highly recommend, obviously, because these are our recommendations.
Yeah, right. So, being that may, Colleen Hoover, anything by Colleen Hoover really is
besides Too Late and Verity, which even those have romantic aspects, but those aren't romances.
I definitely would recommend any of her romances. The top ones, however, for me would be It Ends With Us and Ugly Love.
Also, It Ends With Us and Maybe Someday are probably my 2 faves.
But anything by her is phenomenal.
Seriously. The next one I want to talk about is Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. I raved about this. What was this, like 2 months ago that I raved about it? And then last month you raved about it.
Yeah, such a
and our wrap up. So it would be our October wrap ups and our July wrap up, right? Not October, August.
August. Yeah, I'm like, what? I haven't even
I meant August.
October.
It's been a long day. I freaking loved this book.
Me too.
I'm not going to talk about it again because we both talked about it multiple times. Read it. That's all I'm going to say.
We're giving you assignments today, okay?
Yes.
This is, if you have not read it
essays on me.
The next one I would recommend is Breathe by Abby Glines. It's the first one in the series. I'm not going to talk a whole lot about it because...
Us. We're not going to talk a whole lot about it.
We talked a whole lot about it. I've been reading like the Rosemary Beach series. I've only read this first one of the Seabury series, but I really, really enjoyed it. It may have something to do with the fact that he's a musician, but...
She's a sucker for it. Speaking of, you haven't read True Love Story by Willow Astor, and he's a musician.
What the hell,
And
man?
I'm feeling so personally offended. But also by Willow Astor, 5,331 Miles. She's a great writer. All of her books are great, but True Love Story and 5,331 Miles are my 2 favorite by her. They're both kind of second chance romances. You guys know I'm a freaking sucker for a second chance romance. So good. If you're looking for like swoony men and angsty love stories.
We love those!
Yeah, we got you.
The next one that I would recommend is In the Gray by A.D. McCammon. So this is technically like the 3rd book in the series. So, 3rd, yeah. But it was my favorite. I love her writing. I think she definitely creates a beautiful picture. This one had a little bit more controversial content, I guess you would say, kind of the tough stuff. That's probably why I liked it the most. But I would definitely recommend reading anything by her.
Now I'm gonna recommend one for you fellow supernatural love story fans, and it's Risen by Cole Gibson, which is a vampire love story, my favorite kind. I think I've raved about this one too.
You have.
And I went on a whole rant because the second book, it's supposed to be a series, and the second book was supposed to be revealed, or released I should say, in April, and it wasn't. And I can't find her on any social media so that I can attack her. I'm not actually gonna attack her. I mean,
she disappeared.
I shouldn't say that on camera. No, she vanished, and I don't know what happened to this book, and I need to know what happens next. But yes, very, very good. It's about a girl who lives in a secluded house with her aunt. Then one day her aunt goes missing, and these vampires show up. And
like, say what?
Yeah, they were like, hey girl, about your little innocent life, it's about to be over. And Sebastian, I'm just gonna leave it at that.
We just love that name. Can we talk about that? I love that name.
Sebastian Morgenstern, Sebastian from Risen. We're suckers. Anyway, you next.
My very last one. It's definitely probably not something that you guys would expect from me, but it is The Long Road Home by Danielle Steele.
I've never read anything by Danielle Steele as much as I
But
love
you
romance.
own this one.
Do I?
You do. Because we went to Goodwill and I found it.
I don't even know the books that I own anymore,
No,
you guys.
We went shopping and I found it and I put it in your pile and I said you're
like,
not
you're buying
leaving without this, because this is my favorite. It's
read the
probably
synopsis
one
while
of
you
my
talk.
favorite books ever, which is hard, you know, but it's probably one of my favorite books ever. It's phenomenal. I don't want to give you too much because it deals with some interesting topics.
Oh my god, that kind of seems like it might be a little scary.
Just a little bit.
Huh, that's fun.
Some taboo topics.
Oh my god, cute.
We love it.
We love
definitely. No, this is for real. I read it years ago and
It still sticks with you.
It still sticks with me.
Yeah. So I have two more. So I'm just going to quickly talk about them. Kaleidoscope Hearts and that whole series by Claire Contreras. I think it's just a trilogy. Loved that. They are companion novels about like a friend group. And they are all second chance romances. I have a type, I guess.
You do have a type.
I love that. So if you guys watching have any good second chance romances, please leave them in this comments down below, because I'm always looking for new ones. But yeah, the first one will definitely hook you and you'll need to read the next two. And the next one I have, also part of a trilogy, also a second chance romance.
Look at you.
See Through Heart by Amy Knight. This one I talked about a couple months ago. It's a great romance, but it also has a really difficult backstory, so just be warned on that one. But I've said it before and I'll say it again, I'm a sucker for a backstory, hence why I love this book so much.
There's actually another book by Danielle Steele. It's called The Gift. That one sticks with me a lot too. I think that's a great romance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you can't tell, we love really angsty books. Hence why I love the second chance romance aspect, because there's a past there that they have to work through, and it's my fave. Yes, a backstory.
We love those.
We love a backstory.
We need backstories.
So we're gonna shut up before this video gets too long. There's obviously way more. We will leave our Goodreads down below so that you can see all the books that we've read and what we've rated them. Oh, I just feel like I need to mention, for any YA readers, Sarah Dessen. Anything by her. She's a great romance writer.
Actually never read her.
She writes YA, which is so I probably wouldn't read it anymore. I'm not into YA anymore. Not like, no hate to adults who are into YA. I wish I was, because there's so many good books, but like I just can't get through them anymore.
Same.
But Sarah Dessen is a go-to of mine. I read all of her books when I was in high school. I loved her. Okay. So yeah, that's it.
Honorable mention there. Right, I think that is it for us.
Yeah.
Let us know down below if you've read any of these.
And give us recommendations.
Yes, we want to hear from you.
Yes.
What your top romances are.
All right. We'll see you guys next time.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.